What's up, fellow geeks? This is devast8orXL episode 4. As always, I'm your host, DeMarcus. Well, I got out and about again on the hunt for Marvel Universe Series 3 Wave 13. Didn't get it, but luckily I didn't come back empty-handed. First off, I found the giant size X-Men 35th anniversary set at Toys R Us. Good stuff. I'll be reviewing this in just a little bit. But I also found something else X related that I think you all might be interested in. So let's check it out. Alright, this is going to be extremely ghetto, but there's no way I'm buying these because these don't look too great. X-Men class 2-packs here. We got Cyclops and Jean Grey in their first class outfits. It's pretty much a Cyclops repaint of the old one. And Jean Grey, not that great. And then we have Wolverine first class 2-pack, Wolverine and Sabretooth. The Wolverine's okay, it's a bit shorter, it's in a brown color. And Sabretooth, he's a little brighter than the X-Men Origins release. So they're at Toys R Us now, retailing at, what, $14.99? So that's my quick review. And look, I actually found the giant size X-Men pack here. But I am not going to get those because I really don't need to get those. I don't need those for my collection. But just letting you guys know, $14.99, they're at Toys R Us, X-Men First Class 2-pack. Alright, I also failed to add that out of the Cyclops and Jean Grey 2-pack, the Jean Grey actually has a new sculpted head. But even still, I just don't think it's really worth it to get this one. But for your X-Men fans, like I said, X-Men First Class 2-packs are at Toys R Us. And that's my very ghetto in-store review. Well, there you have it. Marvel Universe X-Men First Class comic packs are out. I was kind of looking forward to them. I didn't think they were going to use the same Cyclops body. I don't know why I didn't notice that in the pictures that Hasbro put out. But nevertheless, not enough for me to get. Maybe you X-Men fans will want them. They're out right now, so be on the lookout. All right, well, I'm dying to crack this open. Let's get into it. Well, I got them out of the box and got them all laid out here. So, let's check these out and let's do a little comparison here. Well, first, I'm just going to throw Cyclops out here. Cyclops is Cyclops. They've used this mold more than a few times. Now with the new Jim Lee X-Men, Jim Lee Cyclops, I really don't think this guy's too necessary. But, you know, as far as to complete the old look, I mean, this actually belongs in here. But, I mean, to me, just another Cyclops. However, even though I didn't like the comic book styling on the, Cyclops that came with the Dark Phoenix 2-pack, I do like the look on this. It's not as forced, but, you know. So, that's Cyclops. No need to do any comparison. I mean, he's been pretty much the same figure throughout the line. I think they need to maybe not retire it, but give it a rest. Alright, next up we have Nightcrawler here. Now, this is the Nightcrawler, of course, that comes in the 6-pack. And here is the comic 2-pack release of Nightcrawler that came with the Mohawk Storm, and I'll be getting on that one in just a little bit. The major differences that I see between the two, it seems like the 2-pack Nightcrawler, they're pretty identical, but the 2-pack Nightcrawler I've noticed has a bit more of a matte finish to him. This is a little more glossy, and I also noticed that he has some shading around the arms and the legs and feet. And he also has some shading on his forehead. They're pretty similar. They're very similar. Exact same mold and everything. I can't lie. I was a little disappointed because I forgot what form that I looked at the pictures when someone showed a preview of it. They showed a Nightcrawler that was kind of cast in purple, a clear purple plastic, almost like it was mimicking his teleportation powers, and that's kind of what I was expecting. I really hope it isn't a variant, because I'd hate to have to buy another pack for just that Nightcrawler. That would kind of suck. As far as these are pretty. Oh, also the 6-pack Nightcrawler, the white on his costume is brighter. So as far as which one's better, it just comes down to preference. I mean, if you want him to go with this, he comes with this pack, so he naturally goes with these. But I mean, as far as being the definitive Nightcrawler, it's all up to you. Pretty cool figure. One of them may end up custom fodder. Don't know who I'll turn him into, so that's something to think about. All right. Next up, we have Wolverine. Can't have an X-Men pack without Wolverine. I'm not too sure because I really did not get into the X-Men Origins line, but this seems like this was cast from an X-Men Origins figure, and that's pretty cool. Here's a Wolverine that came with in the comic, the Target 2-packs, those box sets. He came with the black hand ninja. Well, you can see the difference between these already. This Wolverine here is as tall as Cyclops, and for all us scale freaks, yeah, that's just not right. Wolverine's supposed to be this short little runt. Him being toe-to-toe with Cyclops just doesn't cut it. That's one of the big reasons why I like this figure. He's actually in scale. He's short. I can actually see Colossus giving this little guy the fastball special as opposed to this guy. Wolverine figure, pretty cool. I think the best aspect of it is it's in scale to the other figures. This actually will end up being my definitive Wolverine figure just because I like the scale factor there. Okay figure. It's an okay figure. Wasn't really a fan of the Wolverine X-Men Origins line, but this is a pretty nice repaint. Can't complain too much about that. Next up, we have a very nice Colossus here. This Colossus, let me compare it to the single card release. This Colossus, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, has an old school style, old school flair to it. I mean, you just look at it, it's old school all over. Reminds me of his look from the arcade game, so that's a plus. They added his old school boot cuffs and everything. He's a lot brighter. Switched up the colors just a little bit. Nice figure. I actually prefer the brighter Colossus here. I mean, just that old school styling. This is the Colossus I remember. There's nothing wrong with this Colossus. I would have been more than happy if this was my default, but I like this one. I have to say I like the classic looking Colossus there. Good figure. Really good figure. It was a great figure. It was a good figure already. I'll say this is a great figure. I love the update. All right, and now to the last two. These two are probably the main reason, like I said before, most non-X-Men fans will be getting this. Up until, let me just put Thunderbird down there for a sec. Up until this Storm, which is more in line with the modern Storm. Yeah, this is pretty much what the modern Storm looks like now. Up until this one, we were stuck with the Queen of the Morlocks Storm, I think, that 80s Storm. I really didn't read. This is I believe during the Claremont years. It was a little before my time, I think. This Storm, I don't know why they would release this Storm as the first Storm to be in the Marvel Universe line. It just held a spot on my counter for Storm, waiting for something better to come along. And this is definitely something better. They actually gave her a new head sculpt, which is cool. They used the same Marvel Universe female body. They're getting a lot of use out of it, but you know, it works. It works. Sometimes a paint job, a different sculpted head makes it look like a completely different figure. So I'm not complaining about the Marvel Universe female body. And hey, it's getting us more figures. So more figures, more often. I like it. She's got her cape, soft vinyl cape here, but I do have one major qualm. I don't know what they were thinking, but the cuffs here are actually connected to the cape. So her hands really can't, her hands really can't move too well. What the hell? I don't know what they were thinking in the Hasbro design team. So she really can't. I mean, the only reason I would see why they would put the cuffs on there is so she could do, like, you know, spreading her wings, spreading her cape when she's taking off. But she really can't even pose. I could see a lot of people probably modding their Storm and devaluing it for all those value collectors. But I could see. I think I'm gonna even do it. I think I'm gonna cut the cape off from the bands right at where they meet, and it shouldn't do too much damage to the bands or whatever. Other than that, I like the Storm figure much better than the Punk Rock Storm. This is going to be retired to my not really my figures that suck bin, but figures that I'd rather not display bin, and that's Storm. And, you know, definitely out of the two, I'm thinking Black Panther's going to be way more happier with this one. Just some geek humor that really wasn't funny. All right. Last but definitely not least, we have Thunderbird, and right next to him is his brother, the variant Warpath. These figures are created from mostly the same mold. Very few mods that they did to this, but the mods that they did do to it makes it look like an entirely different figure. They gave him a different head sculpt, which is cool. They gave him some of that fringe, the tassels, whatever you call that, on the shoulders, around his bicep and around his boots there, and that looks really slick. And they gave him a different belt as well, and that looks really slick. Really helps differentiate him from, you know, this from Warpath here. This is actually the older brother who gets killed storyline wise. Spoilers. And, you know, this is the younger brother who is all angry about his brother being dead. I can't front. I'm really not a huge X-Men fan. I'm really partial to this design here because it reminds me so much. And some people are going to see this as a negative. It reminds me so much of the old school X-Force, the Rob Liefeld years. Yeah, I know. Keep it to yourself. But I like this. I like the old school look, and really sets it apart from Warpath. Probably my second favorite figure out of this pack, with my first being Colossus. Really like the Colossus. So this is Thunderbird. Looks great. Other than being a bunch of repaints, you know how that goes with Hasbro. There's really nothing wrong with this set. I like how it looks. I like the presentation of it. Even if you didn't take them out of the box, I think it'd still be a nice little piece to have in your collection. So, giant-sized X-Men 6-pack at your local Toys R Us, retailing for $34.99. Pretty good price. Pretty darn good set. Thanks for watching.